Hi, welcome to Mystic Moons. We're gonna do live readings, and we're going to do. Let's see. Hmm, excuse me. We're also going to see about Drew, what he's up to. Drew Starkey. Starkey. So we're going to see exactly what he's doing, and we're also open to anyone who has a love question, finding love, keeping love, looking for love, and even if you have your love together, do you have a career? Is your career moving okay? Are you in the position that you want to be in? People driving you nuts in the position that you are in. How to cope with it? How to be able to get the most out of your life. That's what tarot readings are all about. It's taking the energy and examining it and allowing you to participate in a more informal but concrete way. That's the whole thing about love and career. I mean, it's your life, it's the way you want to do it. And sometimes it's just people that stand in your way. And how do you just, you have to keep your mouth shut for, like, let's say a career. You have to be and work your way to where you want to be. Let's say you start at one position and you have to wait on promotions to get where you want to be. Or, hey, how are you, Asha? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. How's everything going with you? Today, hi, Ellen, how are you? It's nice everybody's here. Now we're going to talk about what you do. But before we talk about Drew, let's talk about how, are you happy in your work? Are you happy? Are you happy? Work is not, no matter what you do, even if you do something you love, you still get like, it's work. It's work. It's not like a hobby. It's not like a passion. It is a passion, but it's work. It's work. There's a routine to it. And you have to ask yourself, I don't know, is everybody like on board? Sometimes when you're, let's say, at work, there's like somebody who's always, they can't wait to bitch at you. It's like every day, every day. I've been busy, really more busy than I can feel comfortable with. And yes, everything is really, really hard. It's the energy, the air. The air itself feels so, I guess the word is pregnant with so many things. It's very uneasy times. And I think that, we just have to, I'm looking for my drink. We just have to get, I mean, we live in complicated times. There's a lot of nutty people around, and they feel that your life, what you're doing in love or in work, is their business. Or they just don't want, they like to control everything. And actually, what do they really control? You have your life, we have our life. Everybody has their life and they want the best out of their life. And so, It's been that kind of thing. It's like, and to know what priorities come first. And of course, everybody's like, this eclipse thing. I mean, how do you feel about the eclipse coming up on Monday? Isha, Asha, how do you feel about it? I mean, you hear all these reports, and you know, then they're not like, oh wow, it's going to be a really great day. It's like all this alarmist stuff coming out, and I've been hearing rumors of which, with everybody so crazy, you have to ask yourself, yes, good, that's good. That's good. I mean, you see like crazy people doing things in city streets, and like if they could do that in a city street with thousands of people around, I mean, nothing is off the table that could be weird. Nothing is off the table, and that's the freaky part about it. It's kicking me too, Eclipse. It's just that when you read about all the factors connected with it, it's not just going out and watching two heavenly bodies like go past each other, or the Earth, Moon, and Sun being in alignment. It's like, why is all these agencies like CERN and NASA and all these government agencies, and the rumors too, as I mentioned, the rumors about like a big spray is coming, and you're going to get like sprayed on and get some kind of like fungus or something, uh, some kind of something that's not pleasant. It's like, no, I mean, I don't think I think I'd rather be on the side of save too, because I mean, it's like almost like a suction cup when they pass over, like when you take like you have a stocked up drain. See, and excuse me, you have a stocked up drain, and you're plunging it, and it's a suction. Even that's kind of the effect that the sun and the moon have on each other. Because they're the heat, the reflection, stuff like that. The gravitational pull is different. I mean, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? However, why is everything so complicated with you, Asha? Hmm? Why is everything complicated? Tell me. It's hard to get along with someone. I mean, familiarity or dreams and wishes, they're all so complicated, and they're all so demanding. And sometimes when you have somebody with you, when you have somebody with you, all right, so now let's see. Let's do Matt. Let's do Drew. Now, Drew is an American actor. And let's see how he is feeling. He's an interesting person. He keeps a low-key presence. Drew Starkey. Okay, now let's go. Tell us about Drew. All right, now Drew. Well, we have here the Page of Pentacles. All right. Something's coming up with him, probably a new part. Right, and he's on the lookout for starting a new role. And let's see what this is. On the Wheel of Fortune, and it pays good. So he's in a good space career-wise. And maybe that compensates for his, let's see where his romantic life is. I know he was seeing someone called Claire, and he was pretty happy. However, he has things going on. Let's see if that gets in the way of his relationship. All right. What is this new thing? Ah, something that is a bit difficult. Let's have to examine that. What is Drew experiencing in this? Maybe the role in this role. I think the character that he's playing probably is having some, or would have some spillover. Let's see that. Some spillover. Let's see a little bit more clarity on that one. However, I think it has to do with like the role he's coming up for. That it's a bit of a emotional roller coaster for him, and but it has a lot. It makes him grow, and he's into it. Ooh, I see. That's good. Good. Smart. Smart. Smart move. Smart move. Smart move. Stand on your own 2 feet. Don't open yourself up to more pain. I mean, you don't need it. You don't need it. Smart decision. It's only complicated because you just have to like get your feelings. You have to get your feelings in check. Asha. Just get your feelings in check. I think that's you did the best thing. The best. I'm proud. I'm proud of your decision. That's good. You don't want to be somebody's doormat or they're extra. You don't need to be someone's extra. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. No. I mean, and the guy too is a bit of a glutton to me. If he has like two people that like him, and he's one is taking priority of the other, ugh, it's nauseating. It happens, and it's painful, but in the end, you turn around and give it a little time, and you'll think of him, or even run into him, or hear his voice, one of the three, and you just wonder, my God, what, or my whatever, why did I even look at him? You look at him in a different light. Right now, you're looking at him in the with soft eyes, soft eyes. I mean, cute eyes, not critical eyes. But give it a little bit of time. You look at him as though he was an insect. You understand what I'm saying? You look at him and think, "Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed that I was ever into this guy." It's only hard because it's easier in a way. It's easier in a way to think about something that's not going to happen than to think about something that's going to happen. Because when something is going to happen, it puts you in a active, fiery position. You have to make decisions. You have to act now. Time is essential. Whereas when something isn't going to happen, you can fantasize and just wallow in indecision. Wallow in indecision. And we all have done that. We all have done that. We all have done that. And that's like, that's not living. That's not living. That's just breathing, breathing weird. That's almost like looking at other people and just oh, somebody. It's like walking past a restaurant, and you could be a little hungry or not. It doesn't really matter. But you see people having conversations and they're eating inside the restaurant, and for a moment you said, "Gee, I'd like to do that," without even thinking that. What? Why do you need to go eat at a restaurant? Why do you? Why do you need to? Why? I mean, instead of like, oh yeah, those people are having fun. That's it. You know, letting go and just like, or not even really. This is a restaurant. They serve people food, and okay, so just leave it as that. I mean, don't feel that like, oh, if I had a date or if I was with such and such, nah, forget it. Just go home, make yourself something to eat, and plan out your what you're gonna do tomorrow. That's all. That's all. And you could go like you can go to a social outlet. You can go to the library and read a book that's about something that you should find out about. Maybe you want to take up a new hobby. Go to a hobby store and just pick up some very basic essentials. And just maybe you say, I would like to have something special made for myself. And then you find out you can do it yourself. You can learn how to do it yourself. I mean, even if you wanted to make one of those cute little bags, those cute little crochet bags, something like that. I mean, it keeps your hands and your mind busy. And then you have a product at the end. Or make a sketch of something, whatever. Enjoy yourself, make yourself active, and stop being passive. That's the whole secret for women to like get it on and just show your independence, and your activity level goes up, goes up. How's the job market these days for you? Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, being in a funk is a voluntary state of inactivity. Now, granted, if somebody is, if someone is, let's say, in a war zone, I mean, can you imagine like being in Ukraine or Gaza or Nigeria or in a heavy duty in an American city, New York, Chicago, and let's see now, it's late at night and you want to go out and get a cup of coffee, right? You can't do that. You can't do that because even though there's stores open 24 hours, you tell yourself that no, that's not the safe thing to do. And you can't even go 7 o'clock in the morning because that's too early. You have to wait till like there's more people walking around. And that's that kind of mentality of protection goes into our love relationship urge. Oh, really? I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. That would be wonderful. Yeah, giving. Yeah. In the meantime, like just do things and think about all the things that children would like to do. For instance, I mean, the whole thing in a job, in working with children, is to like cut through all the crap that you've accumulated over the years since you grew up. And children, even if they're underprivileged, they want to like, they say, oh, look at that, look at this, look at this, look at that. They still get excited. They still have no, I mean, society hasn't like put a grasp on them. and and when you and you should not either. I mean, underprivileged young children, they're probably closer to the essence of real existence, real living, because they don't have a lot of things in their way. Their little selves can just dream and fly in their dreams. to places they'd love to be. Sometimes people that have had a difficult time have bigger dreams, more dreams than someone who isn't underprivileged. If you think about it, because there's so much more to dream about. For instance, one thing, not to be callous about it, but not having makes you dream about having. Whereas if you have it, then you just either, I don't like this, or maybe I don't like this, or you get more. I wouldn't say picky is the right word, but you get more something, mm, more. What's the word? Help me out here. What's the word? More um, spoiled is not the right word, or saturated. Well, it's like your cup gets filled up more. Uh, yes, kids that aren't underprivileged are lazy. They feel entitled. Their cup, they're not thirsty. They're not thirsty. They're like a cup, a jar that's all the way filled up. And someone who doesn't have these things, they're like this, and they know that the jar can go all the way up. Yes, exactly. But then again, like any job, you got to be on the lookout for. You got to be on the lookout for like who has your back, or who will be nice to work with. Who is going to try and control you? Is there a supervisor? Are you working as like a round table approach, or you have a hierarchy? Boss, second lieutenants, first lieutenants, and then you. Or is everybody on a round table situation? We're all equal, we're all bringing our own energies, and we want to see this thing work. Now, those are two ways of running the show. And it's always there's always we well if it's a hierarchy in the business that you're seeking to be in, or the job that you're seeking, then the person on the top, be on the top, won't exactly want someone too swifty, to they don't want to be overshadowed by their new recruit. So they could be. You have to be careful. Yes, they don't want to. But then again, and it's hard for a new recruit to know. Well, you can't hold yourself back too much, because then they'll think you're stupid, or not a good fit. Not a good fit. We so it takes like a bit of it takes a bit of jumping around to find the right place. Right place. I mean, the right place to be in when you're at the job. But people, if you're holding yourself back and you're acting, keeping a lot of your good stuff concealed, then that's not good either. That's not good either. But you'll just have to see how it goes. I mean, of course, the children are such great, a great source of inspiration. But then again, I've seen people that work around children, and they just like they use that they act out. It's very complicated working together, working on a career. It's very, very complicated, but it's something that you have to like feel be in person or in constant contact, because people do give away their feelings, their aspirations quite easily. You can tell, and they want to make sure they keep their safety zone. The safety zone means they're not going to hire somebody who's going to take over their job, or get a promotion, or get a promotion, or not get the promotion because you would be competition for the promotion. It's all those types of things. It gets so complicated, especially with certain levels of that doesn't. I wouldn't even say. I was going to say with certain levels of work. However, no, in anything you do, basic basic 9 to 5, no brains, to to inspirational thought, to the leadership of certain teams, it's all the same buttons, the same. So let's just, let's hope these people are nice. Let's hope. And you can't say anything about them until you get in, if you get the job, which we're rooting for. And that you get nice people. But you get nice people with this job. And that's the important thing. Now, let's go back to Drew. Let's see now. We're going to have Drew Starkey. Now we know that he's absolutely on fire. And he's doing a difficult role. So let's see about this next step of his. All right. This next step. He's going to. This could be, I was thinking of his. Well, we keep getting that he is going to be having some wins and some loses. We have the walk-away card, the 8 of Cups. And then we have a message, which we get a feeling that his personal life is a bit of a problem. He's having a bit of problems with his personal life. But his professional life, his career, is rock solid. Is he getting like good things? Good things. He's having good money, good roles. And I would even say that he's going to be playing some sort of villainous, almost kind of an edgy character. Now let's see now here. We'll see why we have the Wheel of Fortune. What elements are that? Let's see what kind of Wheel of Fortune. All right. Well, we have the Ace of Cups and we have the Hangman in his Wheel of Fortune. So we have an opportunity. That he is considering. He's considering, and he has a bit of time to make that decision. There's no rush. Well, that's nice. There's no rush. However, I keep on getting that personal life is suffering. Personal life has a bit of drama in it, whether it's with a new girlfriend or his old girlfriend, or he can't get over something. I've sensed that he has a bit of problems with his personal commitments. Sometimes they say you can have it all. You can have a job, family, love. But I mean, it goes without saying that you have there's a lot of currents. There's a lot of waves in those types of things. Lots of waves. And I would say that Drew is experiencing those waves. And we can let's do one more summation for this opportunity. And we have the 3 of Cups. Well, obviously this opportunity is too good to pass up. Too good to pass up. And some people around him are feeling a little envious. Well, it could be, he is very much a workaholic. very much a workaholic. He's been in one production after another, which means he is constantly busy, and his half, his female half, is often alone and not quite as busy as he is. I mean, so it's very hard to be in a business that requires 24/7 commitments. And let's do one more. And we have the devil. Yes, it's very, very hard to maintain all the pluses and minuses, and and just the excuse of I'm working with this person, I'm working with that person, the involvement. There's lots of things that for somebody else to handle. Can they handle them? Can they handle them? Which is like a lot for most jobs. However, I would say that Drew is busy and doing he is under contract, obviously, and he had to make a choice. He made a choice. It's obvious. He made a choice. He put his career over his love life. Hey, hi, how are you? Charlie. Am I saying the name right? Charlie. Charlie, hi, how are you? How are you doing today? How are you? Hi. Hi, Sophie, how are you? How are you doing? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. We were just talking about Drew Starkey. And was wondering what he was up to, the American actor. And we found out that he's no, he is in heartbreak mode personally. I'm good. Yeah, me too. Well, when you're up there in the cosmos and you're flying on the psychic universe, you just have to get on that spaceship, hook on your psychic belts in your psychic chair, and a little atmosphere helps. A little atmosphere helps. But thank you. Thank you. How's everything with you? Like, how's everything? Okay. Uh, how's your career going? Good. Good spec. Good. Good. I had just finished. Just as I said, I think Drew is playing a little burning in a dumpster. Is that how you're feeling? Burning in a dumpster? The heat's too good in your place? What? Burning in? Oh no, 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 no. Well, that's because there's so much. The air is thick, 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 thick. There's so much crap going on. I mean, we've been being bombarded with gazillions of things, and we even think of the future, and it's glum. It's really, 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 really glum. And you can say, oh, yeah, it's always been like this. No, 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 no. This is different. What's happening now? I mean, you have so much crazy people running around and saying whatever pops out of their mouth. Fire is beautiful. I'm going to light a candle for you right now. Hold on. Let's have flame. Flame. Let me get one that works. I'm looking for a match. I'm still looking for the match. Oh wait, I found something. Ah, look at that flame. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, yes. I love the way fire is beautiful. I mean, you think about how humans have got the fire from one of the gods, the fallen angels. What a wonderful, wonderful gift. We can just think about, yeah, no, your career. I mean, we, you know, it's almost as though some force, some non-human force, is trying to get us in a place where we would be helpless or just not not happy, not happy, not happy. Well, that's an egotistical person. That's an egotistical, that's an egotistical my way or the highway type of thing, correct? My way or the highway? No, you'll survive. I mean, you'll look back and think of that person, that Aries moon man, who is. I have Aries too, by the way. I'm an Aries moon, and Aries moon people can be reasonable as long as they feel secure. I think I could say that. Ah, I see. Well, the whole thing is, let's talk about this career move of yours. Let's see now. Well, sometimes when you're ready for someone, it's just, or they're ready for you. People's time, yeah, yeah, their time is different. And then you can think about that. You just didn't connect, or whatever, something happened, and then you look back, maybe like 6 months later, a year later, whatever. Some time, put a little time in it, and you can't even imagine that you were even talking or hanging out with that person. I mean, I always amazed with people that can keep contact after that. Uh, yes, you connected at that time, but right now we connected past tense. Right now, it's like you obviously soulmates, twin flames are sometimes sometimes I think that a soulmate, you had connection in the past, in another existence, and then somehow something happened. Something happened. I mean, if you think about your connections with other people, and sometimes you have to separate for sanity reasons, for growth reasons, for something like that. You have to ask yourself another thing too. Like I'm a Pisces as well. I'm an cusp Pisces. Now, I, I just thought of something recently, like in the last couple of months, that, all right, now we know that we're on Earth, correct. I mean, we all know that, right? We're Earthlings. And there's other planets. And then, like 10 years ago, 12 years ago or so, they started saying, uh, I'm on the cusp, Aquarius. But a few years ago, they started saying, no, it's not just the Milky Way galaxy. And there's like many galaxies, many, because you can't even count the amount of planets. So why, when we have a past life, maybe our past lives were not just Earth. I mean, some people want to come back to Earth, but maybe we were in another planet, in another solar system, and we had actions and things that we know that we're not in touch with. Ah, I see. Aquarius is mine. Yes, yes. I mean, we just have to. Yes. I mean, who's to say that you just go back and forth to Earth and my next life I'll be over here in Asia, and the next life I'll be here in South America, and my next life I'll be in one of the Americas. I mean, North America. Yeah. I mean, we have been so many places. I mean, our life. Even when they say you die, you go towards the light. We're floating in the universe of pulsating. Thank you. Well, yes, yes. Well, about it's so important to maintain a balance too. Maintain a balance of just what 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 you want. What do you want? What do you want to do? You're a Pisces, Virgo. Oh, really? Uh huh. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Uh, Very interesting. The dreams and the concrete action. Balance. Yes, balance. No Libra in there? Anything? Yes, balance. Definitely, you have to dream. Ah, you have to dream to find a direction. But then again, you need to have methodology to get to that direction. And that's the important thing. And that's where Virgo and other signs, earthbound signs. Uh-huh. Do you know Saturn over time has moved. It used to be right close to Earth, Saturn. And its rings, its rings have, I love astronomy. I know. I love its rings have tones that it gives out frequencies that affects us, especially because we were so close together at one time. Some sort of universal calamity or disturbance happened, and our tones, which kind of modified us, really. Yes, it used to be quite close. I mean, quite close, quite close. If you look in the ancients, the Chaldeans, the ancient times that they studied the ancient civilizations that had astronomy and astrology up front, part of their curriculum. Not like stupid things like you will do this, you will do that, you will do like we have. No, they had further reach. Yes, that could be. That's what I really find it very hard to deal with in terms of like so many things is that people are just like too much into tight a straitjacket here. I mean, they don't really realize that we're alive. We're continuance of our past. We're all ancient Antlians, or how would we say that? Atlians. Yes, 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 yes. And that's the whole thing. I mean, do people come here and karmically create the same crap that they had the last time, the last time, the last time? I think that's why people are bitter, because they just keep on doing the same thing over and over again, and they're not right, right. And they sit in the same misery. They get reborn again in the same shit. They do it over and over and over. That's because we have to accept the fact that we are in chaos. We are living in chaotic times. And once we accept the chaos, we accept that we're in chaos, then we can make order out of the chaos. So right now, people, yes, mass chaos, mass hypnosis, mass hypnosis. Do you know every time, like the reason people have feelings about readings, tarot, anything with the new age, frequency, or energy, it's because that's outside the mass propaganda, the mass psychosis, the mass propaganda. Because things that tell you to think for yourself, feel yourself, you feel that energy. I mean, we all know it. Yes. Nothing is better for a leader of any country is to have stupid people. Stupid, ignorant people follow whatever you say. They don't want you to think. No. Stupid, ignorant people. However, the faith in such leadership is going down the toilet. Yes, but it's going down the toilet. I mean, you can't believe when somebody says something, you go, uh huh, uh huh. The government said, uh huh, uh huh. We're winning this, uh huh, uh huh. It's like snores, Snoresville. Yes, they could say, I mean, just today, for job report came out, and it said we're winning, jobs are great. Some BS someplace said, some newspaper, and I tell you, who can believe that? Who can? Who really thinks that everything is groovy? We had an earthquake today, nearby, 4.8, and then it took 37 minutes for the alarms. Yes. Yes, 37 minutes before they put the earthquake alarm out. And that is, oh, yeah. I didn't even, I mean, I was busy. Actually, I was busy doing something and I didn't even realize it. And then I hear that, cell phones go off. I says, what is that? I mean, I don't have alarms running normally. And, and then it was like, I read, okay, so that was this, that was that. Yes. And then you think, okay, so if there was this, okay, there was the earthquake in Taiwan, right? Then there was an earthquake in well, I mean that was like what was that? Almost an 7 point something in Taiwan, and then we had the earthquake, and over here too. Earthquakes are not common. I mean, they haven't had one of really. No, the earth is tired, but the earth needs to have some sense to it in terms of you hear some of the ridiculousness that's being shouted. Yeah, that's really powerful. And then when you take this eclipse coming, boom, the gravity thing. Yes, the devil card. Mm-hmm. Ah, yes. This eclipse is something that we have to be careful about. I mean, because if they And if you looked at my, I did a reading, a tarot reading on the rumor that they were going to be spraying us during the eclipse, as if it wasn't enough to have CERN with its, huge colloidal machine breaking up atoms, spraying, yeah, you know, uh, after a 2-year break of nothing happening. Yeah, there's a rumor. If you look in one of my recent live, I think it's today I did it. It says about spraying the whole thing. This is a rumor. This is just a rumor. I don't know anything, but it's a rumor that 2 hours. No, listen to this. They're going to be. I'm not sure about that, but something. I mean, you don't shoot rockets. Like NASA is sending rockets, 3, and they're going to shoot into the moon's shadow. Boom, 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 boom. And there's the sun. Here's the sun, and then here's the moon above it, and they're going to be shooting rockets. Boop, 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 because they want to play with the gravity. But let me talk about the spray. Now, this is circulating, and I just passed it along, the spraying. There's going to be, this is the rumor, that they're going to be releasing biological material, which is not sunflower seeds. Do you understand? It's not good stuff. They're going to be releasing biological crap. And they're going to do it 3 intervals, 2 hours before, 1 hour before, and a half an hour before the eclipse. And something about that gravitational pull and the energy and the heat and the thermal things, etc., etc. Yes, isn't that insane? I mean, now whether there's truth to it, and they say this, that people will be developing solar eclipse uh, disease, fever, something like that, and they're going to call it solar virus, solar eclipse virus, right? And the effect is not going to happen. Some people will feel like strange, but it's like something that as their bodies absorb this spray, then they're going to be like exhibiting, like a week later if they'll have some symptoms, 2 weeks later, and they're going to be having strange behavior. And right away, have you heard about no, this is just to get a little more information on this. Did you hear about what happened in LA, Los Angeles? I think last week. Yeah. Wait a minute. Let me see. Let me just finish this thought. In LA last week, there was a person had an accident. He was hit by a train, and his body. Well, he was killed, and his body was in a few pieces. Then this guy, walks up to the body parts. This guy walks up to the severed body parts, and he picks up the leg, and then he starts munching on it, and he eats it. He eats the guy, and then of course they call the cops, and he stands there as though it's in some kind of troll, demon troll, and he's standing there eating the guy's leg, and waving it around. A guy's leg. It still has I think it still had. I mean, it was hideous. I mean, they blocked it out, but they showed it too. So, I mean, it's already crazy times. You already have like one of those zombie movies. So, yes, I know. Whether it's true or not, yes, he ate the leg and they showed it. I mean, they took him and they charged him, I think it's a misdemeanor for like taking body parts without permission, something like that. I don't know. I couldn't follow that. It was too nauseating. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the first time in my life, and not even cannibals, like in some remote tropical island that they, yeah, Yeah, it's gross. I mean, something's going on. The drugs that everybody's like importing into different countries, and then you take like the uh, the frequency towers, the radiation, the ionic radiation from 5G, 4G. There's a change going on. Well, it is around. It was gross. It was gross. I mean, maybe they didn't want us to know that people are eating each other. I mean, there's been cases I remember that we studied in being educated that there were different things. I mean, everybody knows about the South American football team that yeah, it is that ate each other because they were the plane wrecked and they were up there in the Andes Mountains, and the ones that died they ate them. Yeah, but and things like that. But not you just walking in an urban environment, and then somebody has an accident, it's killed, and then you just go over there and pick up their one of their limbs and start eating it. When I mean, eek, it's horrible. Anyway, that's the crazies that's happening around. Yeah, you don't know. You don't know. Anyway, they're expecting. I'm just saying that you don't know. Yeah, you don't know. I mean, and we also we don't know. We don't know. Let me go get let me go get a drink. I'll be right back. All right. I'm going to get something to drink. Too, and you wonder. Yeah, that's where it comes into like the different dimensions, and that's what they're trying to do. Well, let's talk about more. Wait, let me get a drink. I'll be right back. Okay. Be back. Be back. Okay, back. That's what you said is other beings. And that's what the experiment is about on the 8th. Besides that rumor of like spraying us and And you have to take like rumors. You have to pay attention to rumors because sometimes people. Yes, I can, Jasmine. Hold on. Buy me a coffee. Buy me a coffee. Hi, just a second. Hi, how are you? Yeah. Sorry, I just had to do a couple of things. Yes. I give. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Donations really help. And we can also do the Cash App. Donations really help. You need to donate today. I can answer your question. Like donations help, and you could do the Cash App. Donations help a lot, and we can find out. That's how we spread our love. But about yeah, how high? That's that's uh, that's the creepy thing. That's the creepy thing. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, we're really trying here at Mystic Moons to like really raise the frequency level. There's too many. The negative energy is just too vast and too high. It's just too encompassing. It's just Stop. I mean, that's what you want. You have people saying all these things, and why should you listen to these people? I mean, thank you, thank you, thank you. So are you. So are you. Yeah, I'm just saying that women. It's just you have to. You just have to like move beyond. I mean, you have to say this person is saying this. This person is doing this for control. Why? Yes, Nancy, you can ask the question, but if you to donate would be good. You have to. We're taking personal questions with donations, and then we'll find out just what is a solution to your question. No, you can't. I mean, you even have to check out how the weather is going. You have to check out. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy going on. There's too much crazy going on, and it takes rational thinking. And what they try to do is the money makers, people that really want your money, is to take, is to build up the pressure, to build up this spirit message for me, please. Nancy, you have to donate. I'm taking. You have to donate because spirit is very encompassing, and it's very for me to like really get into where you're at, and let's find a solution together. That takes a lot of energy, and we're all running on energy. Mm-hmm. Right? No, and besides all the lies, all the BS, a lot of people feel that way. I mean, that's why they say they're finding a way of like using the solar eclipse. You're welcome. Have good rates. Well, you know, they're using, like they have the vaccine in the food now. You know that. Lettuce. Um, I think first you have to look and see if it has cricket flour, crickets. Okay, so they want you to eat bugs, live in a 2x4 shed, and take your vaccines. And listen to everything they say. So that's the difficult part. That's the difficult part about the whole thing is how can most people they just you know if you speak in a certain tonality they'll jump. But I mean all that is practice. Practice. Oh no, really? I'm sorry to hear that. See, there's too much going. You have to say no. I mean, it's too late. It's too late now. I mean, that's insane. I mean, you have to think. This is how I think of scientists or such. You've heard the word alchemist, you know, in the medieval times. Well, I mean, just because you play with a few solutions and some fire, and you there's a profit motive in it. I mean, you even take like organizations that are non-elected that have the right to say whatever dribble comes into them or their marketing department tells them to say. No, you cannot take this. I'm beginning to think you don't. God gave us our bodies. The Creator gave us our bodies with everything that we need in it. Everything that we need in it. Why must I take something that you say, some unholy demon like creature says, is the way to go? Huh? What? Who are you? And I've been around a lot of scientists in my life, and I've said certain things that a pedestrian would say to some of my scientist friends. Yes, that's, I mean, when you start out and you're a mother and you have, and it's like you don't, people when they become parents, I think, they first time parents, I mean, you don't know how to navigate. You don't know how to navigate. Well, I'm blessed that I feel that you're blessed to have had that experience. But the point I'm trying to say is, as new mothers, as new fathers, we we have a tendency to believe any type of propaganda that comes our way, and it's like monkey see, monkey do. There's no reason for. Oh, thank you very much, thank you very much. There's no reason for you to listen to any. You should. We have to develop our. We have to listen to our guts and our frequency level. If you would, it's something that when you see those little hands, that little heart, the trusting, the warmth, and then these cold. You go into a doctor's office. It's cold. It's clinical. They're handling your child as though it was like a vegetable, and then they just these doctors, these physicians, they get paid. Like, let's say, vaccination costs like $45. Let's say that. Well, they get paid maybe 30 of those dollars for pushing that vaccine. They get kickbacks, and that's why they're doing it. And I think now you have like you. 85 or some outrageous number of vaccines before the certain age, before the age of 12 or two or something. I mean, I'm not up on all of that, but there's an outrageous amount of vaccine, which is not necessary. Have your chicken pox, have your measles. You're not going to die. You're going to get antibodies. Yes, you'll have a slight fever. Well, then just put some cooling cloths on your body, on the child's body. Eat garlic, liquids. Stay away from like things that cause mucus. I mean, it's just so crazy. It's like, take my poison because I'm getting kickbacks. I want to live a better lifestyle at the expense of other people. Yes, it is BS. It's total BS. And it's propaganda. And they say, well, if we make them feel scared enough, they'll all do it. I knew, there was a person I knew ages ago, and he gave his child whooping cough vaccine. Well, I think when she was about maybe like 5 or 6, something like that. And it had a bad reaction. She became, her body shut down. Her body shut down. She had, it was a while ago, but she got a certain type of paralysis. And it's just an absolute mess. An absolute mess. And if she didn't have that shot, she'd be normal. So I mean, there's been incidences like that. It was yes, it was the whooping cough virus thing. It was bad news for her, and that was it. You can't go back, and you have to go around saying, "Oh well, just one person." Yes, it's absolutely bullshit. That one person is a valued person, but in hierarchy systems, in 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 low energy, dark environment systems, human life is nothing. One human life. So it's like, especially in these different groups that have these rituals, these weird rituals, of which they call out entities, they call out demons. I mean, you take the music, you take the music we have. I mean, how many music? This is so tiresome. How many music has some Dominex, satanic looking, whipped high boots, black stripes on the body, ass out, tits out, and they're playing around with like black smoke, and they're calling negative low energy demons to come and join and have party. That's not a party. It's not a party. That is a sacrifice being acted out. I mean, there's so many of these musicians. It's like it's very hard to understand. We understand that they have to perform these rituals because of their backers, who are into these rituals. It's it's not nice. It's not nice. And it's up to us to say, hey, we don't want it anymore. Go, bodies. Yeah, we have to tell them. We're telling them. We have to tell them by not participating in their entertainment, in their products. I mean, just the other day, did you notice that Johnson& Johnson, the company Johnson& Johnson, they just said that their Band-Aids, Band-Aids now, Band-Aids, not their vaccine, their Band-Aids are carcinogenic, will give you cancer. You use a Johnson& Johnson Band-Aid and you put it on an open wound, it's putting, not only does your body have to react to mending it, yes, not only does your body have to amend itself, amend, the blood cells, the platelets get together, blah, blah, blah. It has to also fight against this foreign cancerous agent that's being placed right into your bloodstream. Now, if they told you, and then of course you can't like use just plain tap water to like run off, clean it up with the blood, because what's what is in the tap water, right? Stuff is in the tap water. I mean, you can look at any chart in your area and they can tell you if your tap water, how safe is your tap water to drink. So I mean, there's all these things that are piling on us: the water, the air, the crazy people, the crazy lunatics in charge of things. I mean, you take like Macron in France, you take Biden in the United States, and you take like Zelensky in Ukraine, Bibi in Israel. In Israel, I mean, it's like what? I mean, they're all fighting for their political career because they like the money. They like the money. They like the money. They like the money and they like the power. And to hell with anything else. People are sick of it. The masses, the populations are sick of it. I mean, you go around like I knew some Johnson people, and of course, someone told me ages ago, no, don't drink tap water. I mean, you can buy a filter, a high level filter. I mean, the refills cost like lots of money, but no, if you're drinking, you see this glass. Make it sure it's not plastic, because plastic leaches off of it. I mean, sometimes you can't help it, but I mean, just wet your throat with it. But bottled water, bottled in a glass. Yes, glass. Olive oil, your oil's in a glass too. In a glass. No, I mean it's like these food producers have gotten rich. Like you take like Kraft cheese, and they go around with like, I can afford this, I can afford that. They're getting rich off of like doing bad things, low energy crap things, and now they're getting like shout outs out at it. Also, too, when you're drinking when you're drinking your water, take a magnet. Okay, take a magnet and put it outside of your container, of your water container. Leave it there. And if you see get this, little black things forming, pay attention. Pay attention. Just put it there, wait 5 minutes, and see if anything dark comes towards it. That is graphene. Graphene. Some of these, try it. Take a good magnet, any size, a real good magnet, and put it next to anything you drink. Anything you drink. It doesn't matter. Okay, you get it in a glass, or you can even go to a supermarket and just put it next to the container and see if a black moving particles get together. It's interesting. I mean, I have a piece of magnet. I haven't tried it, but I've seen it. I've seen people do this, and different brands. I mean, I don't even know what to drink anymore. I mean, I guess I mean, I have a good filter that I use. It costs like a few $100s, and I put everything through it. Even when I rinse a spoon or a fork, I put it through it. It costs like a lot of money to do anything in the society. That's why the super rich have these attitudes about us. That's why they have these attitudes of, but they know they're not getting over on us. But there was like what's that brand called? Um, Pellegrino. There was quite a few tests on Pellegrino water, and that had black squigglies in it. It had graphene in it. So I used to drink that forever, but I stopped that. Even now where I am, there's yes, Pellegrino, and I started drinking Perrier water, which I prefer Pellegrino. But then it's just, I mean, can you trust anything? Can you trust anything? Somebody slips them some money to do this and that. Most people are not like up on things. Yeah, yuck. And then you take like now this whole, and okay, if that graphene isn't bad enough, they have cricket flour, and they don't call it cricket flour. Yeah, I don't eat animals, and yeah, because they're putting them full of vaccines. They're putting like the beef. They're putting cows and little pigs. They're putting them with a vaccine, and of course they're not using the greatest feed for them. I always feel sorry when I'm like out in the country and I see like a herd of cows, and I think about their family relationships. I mean, they have bonds. I used to go to work years ago, and I had to drive past this cattle cattle farm, and in the front of the building, the main part of the barns, there was these little tiny like dog houses, but they weren't exactly. They were a little tall and a little narrow. And inside of these little dog houses were baby cows, and obviously they were the veal. the veal. They were there, and yeah, we don't watch TV. We don't watch. I don't watch television either. I like reading. I like reading. I like reading, and I like manga as my diversions. And I like reading, and I like studying things about the astronomy and phys. I like physics too. I like physics a lot. And I mean, I just feel like I keep growing. I make a lot of things too. I like to make a lot of things. Yeah, I used to love ice cream too. It's like now it just seems but ice cream just seems like nauseating pudding. I mean, it's like Jello, but like it's just like creamy. Jello is made out of what is it, pig's feet or something? Boiled, boiled, boiled pig's feet. It's gross. Gross. I mean, once you really start to think about how your food is prepared, where it comes from, it's you're barely able to eat. And then if you don't watch television, you don't watch the ads, you don't get addicted to their stuff, and you can wean yourself from it. Oh, that's nice. Oh, ice cream. Have you tried different nuts? You know it's good. You know it's really good. Try this. Take like some bananas. Take like a banana, take the skin off, and put it in the freezer. Like take like 4 bananas. And then when it's frozen, put it in your blender. That is terrific. Try frozen banana ice cream. Or you can, if you haven't been able to, it is yum. And also too, if you haven't been able to eat, my appetite's not very good either. But if you want to like make sure you have nutrition, just take a couple unfrozen bananas and put some filtered water with a good filter. Smoothies, yeah, make a smoothie. Drink that. Drink that. That helps. That helps. Definitely. I love smoothies. No, I started like moving my toes and exercising the other day because I've been getting skinnier and skinnier. Oh yeah, that's true. How about maple syrup? Have you gone into maple syrup? Or you know what's good? Coconut sugar. Coconut sugar has less um, gly- uh, glycine in it, and it is or glucose. It has less of a zing. It's better on your system. Coconut sugar, and it's very satisfying. Coconut sugar, it's very satisfying. And did you make your own coconut milk? You know what's good? They say like 7 almonds a day. Take a small handful of almonds, put that in filtered water. hmm Take that and put like a banana or two in there. And see if you have almonds, you have all your protein that you need for the day. And coconut milk, you still have to drain. You can take a shredded coconut and you can put it in water and in the blender and beat it up. And you can do that too. However, I like the almonds. I like nuts. And also, these nuts, they help shrink your tumors. I was just, if you had a tumor. Also, too, they have Laetrile, uh, which is good for abnormal growth. And now I'm not advertising or anything like that. I'm just saying I was reading that if you use like the seeds of an apricot or the seeds of any nut. Blueberries are great. I love blueberries now more than ice cream, more than anything else. I love blueberries. Yeah, you can make rice milk too. You can like one thing when you use rice, you have to soak it, throw out the water, and then boil it, throw out the water. You have to change the water to get the arsenic out of the rice. The rice is a big deal. I kind of like, I mean, I have lots of rice, but you have to clean it, re-clean it several times to get rid of the water because you want to get rid of the arsenic that is in most rice. And I think brown basmati rice has organic, even organic, it doesn't matter. It still has a lot of arsenic in it. Check it out. Yeah, arsenic in rice and basmati. But yeah, I think if you get like a brown rice, short brown rice or long brown rice, this is organic, that has more arsenic. But white basmati has the least amount of arsenic, but you still have to go through soaking it for an hour, throwing the water out, boiling it, drain it again, and then fill it up. I mean, rinse it and then fill it up and do it. But at least do two of those processes to get rid of the arsenic. I know. And so much of the land that they grow the food in is filled with arsenic. Can you imagine with a nuclear war, just how more contaminated? Jasmine, yeah, I like sticky rice too. Sticky rice is tasty. Sticky rice. You go to a Thai place, you get sticky rice. But white basmati, I don't use brown basmati anymore. I use jasmine rice is kind of sticky too. Yeah, but make sure that you get like, even though they say that brown rice is more nutritious, brown is more nutritious in rice. Yeah, white basmati and get organic. Get organic. There's like wholesale places you could get, and you get like 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 50 pounds. Get it in bulk, and then you just like shave it off. The only thing is you just got to get a lot of glass containers, which save the glass containers. I do. I do. No. I mean, I used to love brown rice. I still do. But, like, I don't feel like spending a year and a day getting rid of all the arsenic and other crap out of it. I love wild rice. I'm getting hungry. It's funny when you give up. Um, when you start doing smoothies and you give up a lot on sugar, or you bring yourself to a new enlightenment. Ah, yeah, yeah. Same here, same here. I have quite a selection of canning jars. Yes, quite a selection. Yeah, I mean, cups. Yeah, you can have a general. What's the question? Okay, I'm going to pull it. All right. I'm going to pull a card for you. And we're going to talk about it. I'm going to pull this card. Actually, okay, good. Wait, one thing about spiders. I just found out that, wolf spiders, ugly looking things, the black things with the spiky legs, well, actually, they serve a really good purpose. They eat the poison brown recusant spiders, number one. They protect territory. They do more good things than bad things, irrespective of their frightful appearance. Yes. All right. Now, a general. Let's pick out a card. Okay. Okay. Now, let's see what this says. Well, it's coming up as a struggle. Yes, and it goes to like what you were saying. Life is a struggle right now. Well, one thing about a struggle is when you recognize that it is tough. That's the first thing about things becoming less tough. And we have to, it's simply a matter of adjusting your priorities. You have you have to not be overwhelmed with a task, with something you want to do or something you want to happen. Time you can't. Half of the struggle is that you're thinking about something, and you've thought about it, thought about it, thought about it. It's in your energy level, in your frequency waves. You have done that particular activity that you're thinking about 10 times already, which makes it even harder to break out of that syndrome. So I would suggest that when you're dealing in something that's difficult, to don't think about it until you actually work on it. Take a moment, take a candle, put yourself up, release these pains, release these Ferris wheel, this round circle of thinking about what am I going to do about these. No. Only think about an action when you're prepared to deal with it. There's so many other things. Yes, that's what makes the struggle. It's not just dealing with it, it's the thinking about dealing with it. And when you think about something, it's happening to you inside mentally in the unseen world. So then it becomes one, two, three. How many times do you must do a certain thing over and over? Yes, I have kitties. But I would say that the way to freedom, the way to get to, is just to go head on, and remember that it's the thought, it is the thinking, it's thinking over and over and over again instead of just doing it. Okay, I did it, just did it. I didn't give it any thought. I knew I had to do, and I did it. And that's the solution. Now, it takes courage to be able to do. It takes courage to be able to do something. To do anything, it takes courage. To move around and do something. And that's what the struggle is all about. The struggle is action versus inaction. And a struggle will become less of a struggle with direct engagement. That doesn't mean that you're going to put yourself in a situation that you're going to get like dissed on. No, you have to realize that we have one life. We have one life, our life. Correct? Yes. And the fact of the matter is, there's always going to be people that are going to tell you how to live that life. Okay, but you can sit there and let somebody mouth off to you. At the same time, you can go and there's nothing more empowering than somebody that people on power trips have to feel that I'm in command of this ship. Now, even a captain, of a ship is not a lunatic to think that the captain is running the whole show. No, it's teamwork, and everybody doing a certain function. And that's hard that people who are not, who are in pain, people who are looking for, I put some smelly on my nose and it's taking my breath away. Just a bit. Hold on. People, that's a powerful smell. I took essential oils and put it on my nose, and it's making me just a little breathless. Ah, it's better. No, so I mean, you must have to realize that it's okay. I'm fine now. You must have to realize that people will try any trip. Some people, not everyone, but low energy, the vampires, they will look for anything to suck off of. Suck off of. Yes. So, I mean, and that's where the struggle comes from. It's like you think about these people over and over and over again. Our brains are doing the repeated action. And by the time we finally come to doing the physical manifestation of our thoughts, then we're weary. That's what a struggle is. It's not the situation, it's how many times that we act out the role that we feel we are programmed to do. That's what I say. That's what I say. That is the issue. That is the issue. So if you get up, don't think about something until you're ready to do physical action, it disappears because you would have engaged the subject matter and you would have come to a decision, and then you'll act on that. And then, too, remember the eclipse. Yes, 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 yes. Your own drum. Your own drum. Yeah. That's why I mean it's, and then of course we have to keep in mind too that with the state of the world that we live in, that we're not in control of, like, we're not in control of some factors, like for instance the eclipse. We're not in control of CERN. Like, even if you take the situation, it was CERN. Some of their sign, like one of the biggest telescopes in the world is at the Vatican City, in the Vatican, and the it's called Lucifer, and it is one of the biggest and most unimaginable power that per sight across galaxies, across, like, many light years away. And a lot of these scientists, yeah, a lot of the Vatican scientists have been studying anti-gravity or gravity, multiverse gravity, which is, there's a world happening here, there's a world happening there, the same world happens in parallel universes. Now, these Vatican scientists have been working with CERN, which is, like, ready to set up again, as I mentioned already, in Switzerland in 3 days, like the 8th. The 8th. Mm-hmm. So it is something that those things we are a spectator to that. However, we can say I'm not going to go along with being told to stand out, put glasses, and watch the eclipse, for instance. I mean, that's how we can. It's one of the ways. But the point of the matter is they're searching for something, and we are not supposed to know all the details. But yes, it's affecting all of us as humans. Yes. So we have to be aware that things that we can handle on one-to-one require energy to go out there and do it and stop reliving it. Even the fact, let's say there's yes, they're going to gawk at it because they've been told, oh, there's not going to be another eclipse for, I don't know, 20 years or whatever. Or like this is going over the United States. You can see it. You can see it. No, they want you to, for some reason, they want you to be outside looking at it. And yes, you can look at it from the inside too, from in your window. But then again, it feels kind of creepy. It feels, and then you wonder too, like outside the path, if you're not in the path, will you see anything at all? I don't know. I'll have to go check it out. Maybe you'll find a dimming of the sunlight. But are we actually going to see the black, round, circular moon going in front of the round, yellow, brilliant light of the sun? And I know we won't be seeing the rockets that are going to go in there. Yes, yes, yes. Because I mean, a pull of a heavenly body on another heavenly body against the Earth's surface does induce earthquakes. In fact, as the moon is becoming closer to the to the sun, and the alignment with Earth is developing itself, is that the effect of is that earthquake today, the earthquake the other day, effect of it? They're not going to answer that. I mean, earthquakes are already happening. What's going to happen on that day? What's going to happen on that day? And then with the particle colder hadron colder uh, doing what it's going to be doing, and the rockets doing what they're supposed to be doing. Yeah. Okay. No, it's been fun talking to you, and things will get better. Ah. Well, I have felt once in North Jersey, I felt like an earthquake. It wasn't big. Yes. I'm glad you're still here too. Yes. Yes. Really? Well, ah. You know, the fault lines are very, they're not, all the fault lines are not known. Yes, I'm sure I'm in an earthquake place too. And, I mean, they keep on changing. I mean, you would even think that when an earthquake happens, the fault line changes. And then, too, the fact that, you know, the whole theory that the earth is a ball of fire in the center, magnet. Yeah. Well, yes, Utah is pretty, well, isn't it part of the Yellowstone? Isn't it? Utah is Yellowstone. And then they have all those things happening. Yeah. Yellowstone is the biggest, one of the world's biggest volcanoes, the whole park. I mean, it encompasses like 3 or 4 states, actually. And yeah, yeah, it's one big underground volcano. And then people go by there in Yellowstone. Oh, look at the hot water. Bzz, bzz, look at this. Look at that. You're not thinking about the ecology of it. It's very strange. It's very, very strange. I mean, one thing they always said about the East Coast, like, yeah, one thing they always said about the East Coast was the fact that the plates were dormant or they didn't rock as much as they did in the West part. But like, that too is a fallacy. Well, I'm a little bit more worried about the spraying than I am about the volcanoes right at the moment. I mean, I don't know. I did a read about the whole thing, not about the spraying. I mean, the spraying I found out yesterday, but something is planned. Something is planned. Something something is planned that will happen. I think some Earth, because I mean they're pushing the whole storyline of Earth, Mother Earth, and not in a motherly way, not in a kind way. The environment is being damaged. Of course, maybe Johnson and Johnson with all its chemicals, or like any of these chemicals or crap or this and that. I mean, they act like that we the people have been poisoning things because we had a few plastic bags, a few cow farts, stuff like that. But there are people that have been doing like big time. Even the fact that you take CERN. CERN is powered by nuclear power. All right. Obviously, you could think about that happening. I mean, and the energy sources and the whole effect. There's such a there's such a weird type of there's such a weird type of like pay attention only to this part of something. You know, pay attention to only the part that I point to. Pay attention only to that part instead of taking the entirety, the wholeness together, the wholeness, the whole trip. But hmm, it's like that happens. I mean, I guess that's just good marketing, getting a person to think about only a certain thing and not the whole thing. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. How can people, the whole thing about it is whenever they said, "Did you hear?" And then you have to like, we have to do research. I mean, we're not trained to go and look up something ourselves. We're trained to like listen. Oh, he said, she said, he said, he said, she said, and then take that as fact. However, if we get into being able to research and get back the power of thinking, though it seems as though so many sites are telling you against thinking, react. I mean, it's one thing about video. If you watch a lot of video, which a lot of us do, but the important thing when you do is watch video is also do hand things. Keep your motor skills. Motor skills connect to the brain cell to to make new brain cells. Even moving your hands to in a circular manner or doing something like anything, making something and allowing the real life senses, motion, comprehension, smells, to allow that to be a part of your growth experience. And the brain registers all those things. I really don't see it's very hard to like see the need for television, for instance, like you said. I mean, who could be addicted to television? I mean, it's such a passive way. Whenever I watch something on a show, which I don't watch that many, I always put the subs on and I read it. I read the dialogue. I read it. Reading it Reading it helps keep another active part of the brain going. Yes. So, yeah, if we drink, uh, all of us have, but it's better to draw. It's better to make music. Even if you're not good at drawing or making music, you can try. I mean, sometimes you get a tiny recorder and you go one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, and do it faster. Or even take a little drum and think about how can I keep a steady beat? Or you start talking with the drum. Hello, dun, 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 dun. Hello, dun, 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 dun. Hello, dun, 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 dun. And then when you're ready, move on to more conversation. That's all these things are. In visual arts, having a conversation. What do you want to put? In music, and all these things, when we sit down in front of that damn television, we have music, and we have visuals. Exactly. And you don't have to go and see somebody who's a master at it to enjoy music, to enjoy music. Hear it? Isn't that beautiful? Sound. I often think too that different dimensions, different beings, they like smells. Oh, that felt good. I know sound is beautiful. Yes, that's beautiful. You're welcome. That's good. That's good. Well, we call the spirits to wash our anxieties away and to give us strength to bring out our inner strength, our inner feelings. We call them out. And we should never stop wondering about the things that we need and want. We want love. We want happiness. We want to share our happiness and share our love. We want a good job. We want money. We want to have comforts. We want to be able to have our own food. Yes, yes, yes. The angels are here. The angels are here. The angels are here. But I don't think they look the way that we think they look. That's the thing too. The angels are here. And let us lift up our hearts. Let's lift ourselves up and embrace the higher frequencies and get away, protect us from the low, dark energies that dwell everywhere in our corners, outside. Yes, they look different. But so, I mean, if you think about the way we've been programmed to think how they look, and I, for one, don't think they look like that. It could even be the reverse. They could be that demonic creatures are beautiful and entrapping, and that holy creatures are the opposite. It could be. It could be. To even make us feel even more gratitude for what we have and who we are. It's possible. Anything is possible. We know, but we know one thing. We know that what is in front of our eyes today is not reality. It is not reality. It is not true. It is not true. It's not the truth we need or truth we want. I want angels in my life. I want high energy in my life. I want positivity in my life. I do not want to think about the fact that, like, I'm thinking and you're not thinking. That bothers me. But I do not want to think that, because when you're not thinking, you're doing what's being told to you to do. See, now that's the whole thing that humans, especially those involved in the CERN, are trying to do. They're trying to open the door to this energy. However, I do not think it is per se, they're opening a door, blasting through the ether to find something. And it seems to me that if it was good energy, a good vibration, that it doesn't have to be awakened in that manner. It comes freely. And then, too, I was just, if you ever looked upon temples, monasteries, and you see how they decorated themselves, then you ask yourself, what is in this place? I'm thinking specifically of some of the, let's take like the Vatican. Vatican's a strange and scary place. The artwork is not at all conservative. Not at all. In fact, it has the usual awe. I mean, when you walk into like a Hindu temple, you see certain things, and they freely express their demonology, the different god or goddesses. Well, I was always fond of lavender, and I like the color yellow. My grandmother and I, no, we weren't on that kind of relationship. She did not express colors, nor did she sense smells. She was rather, she was a cranky. She was cranky person. She is here. I go back my further ancestors, my great grandmother, my great great grandmother. Of I connect more with my other ancestors. We're probably all related too. I mean, we're all probably that are alive today are related. I just don't understand how how the United States, for instance, has lost, and other Western countries too. Are you into the color yellow? Because it's the flame. Hmm. Yellow. I think that actually, I think that people used to trust more, or they would just blindly do what they're told. Yes, I think, I think people who don't think. I think let me say, I think people who don't think and they don't question are the ones that get hard. They get hard and they get bitter. I mean, we're born as children with opening up all these parts of ourselves, right? I feel the sun, I feel this, I feel that. And then we're told by teachers, parents, relatives, friends, neighbors, clamp down, clamp down, clamp down. And years and years and years of not expressing yourself, of like, I'm trained not to say what I think. They train you not to. Well, I mean, why do you think you're in a classroom, right? You're in a classroom, you got to raise your hand. You can't be spontaneous and you got to speak about a subject that may not interest you. Or memorizing. I mean, if you can't memorize, you're like a D student. Not being innovative, but if you can't memorize, right? If you can't memorize. What did you say? You're so boring. I forgot what you said. I mean, that's in the minds of many students when they look at the teacher who is in a tyrannical position. You will do as I say because I am the adult and I have your life in my hands for like a couple months out of your life. And I think that you become weak from holding back, weak from not being able to say your piece, thinking, weak from not being able to think. And that's the thing. You become weak from not thinking, not using your brain. I guess that's what called dementia, Alzheimer's. If you don't use your brain, you lose your brain. I mean, you think about all the people that are just like, yes, my grandmother was the same way, stingy, and and yeah. But when you say a product of the times in propaganda, did she even use that word propaganda? I mean, did they? It's like when I think of my own grandmother or my own female line, ones I particularly remember. They were like obscure. I mean, they were like stay in line, stay in line, stay in line, stay in line, walk straight, walk straight, and it was like, yeah. But I mean, this stuff they ate, this stuff they ate. I mean, they didn't care what they ate as long as they ate. And of course, maybe a lot of things were a lot purer then because they had a lot less chemicals being put into the food. However, there was let me see, what was it? There was some kind of disease they made up. It could have been polio. Could have been polio. And they had like DDT. DDT was the cure for this virus, this polio virus. DDT, mind you, DDT is a bloody poison, and yet they had it as a solution. They used to go around, yeah, they used to go around in I don't know what it was, the 50s or so. You can check it out. But they used to go around and like spray people's homes with DDT to get rid of the germ. DDT. That's the same thing as taking the vaccine, putting the shit in your arms. I mean, just because you say it is something to be done, there will be gullible people who will follow whatever you say because I don't have to use my brains. Now, if I use my brains, I can say, well, gee, all right, there is this virus, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? And do pearls? Simpler is better. Simpler is better. It is better. I mean, now they want us. Now their idea of simple life is for you to be like, don't ask any questions. That's why it's so boring. And watch our endless lackluster entertainment and rave about it and just do what we say. I love sunflowers too. I love sunflowers. I have once when I was living in one of my studios, I made my bathroom into sunflowers. I painted the shower curtains. I painted the toilet seat sunflowers. Nobody asked questions because they didn't. I mean, we were in a panic mode. We never knew. I mean, one thing about the whole experience with COVID, it showed the masses, us, the civilians, just the lengths that people will do to keep their jobs and to make their money. And it was like it was extremely fascist. It was extremely over the top. That's why people are saying right now with this eclipse coming that I mean, and they even started to put like the Daily Mail, a UK type of newspaper, online newspaper. They were trying to push, like, I think yesterday or the day before, my days kind of run into each other, but they were pushing COVID 24. Yeah, yeah. So they were like trying to push already the narrative of like not COVID-19, but COVID 24. And it's going to be, they're looking, I mean, they're begging for a pandemic. Oh, there's bird flu. Oh, there's, cow poo. There's cow farts. They're dying to have another lockdown experience. It was so much fun. They're dying to find a reason, even with the eclipse coming. Even with the eclipse coming, they're pushing. They're pushing military. They're pushing homeland security. They're pushing all these things to. I mean, why they're pushing an act? They're pushing some trauma. They're pushing all these things could happen to you. They loved it. I mean, you take the mayor of New York. I mean, De Blasio. Oh, he had such a great time when he was making everybody else's life hell. You take the governor of New York, Cuomo, the governor of New Jersey, Murphy. Oh, they have such a good time. Good time bossing people, making them lose their jobs and making them lose their livelihood. It was like their time to shine. Yes, we have here the Keeper of Swords. Yes, this was keeping, giving the control factor. This was control that time. At that time, keeping control of everything, communications, everything. And the monarch butterfly. Hmm. Here, let's see now, during that time, we have here the Fool. We have here the Fool. And we would have, you do what I say. You do what I say. I will make you. I hold the key to your existence. Your existence. This is you. This is me, and I have the key. Yes, COVID was extremely, extremely. We played our role, didn't we? We played our role during COVID lockdown. We played our role. We stayed. We hobbled in fear. We were scared. Scared of what? We did what we were told. And we felt good about it, the Ten of Cups. We felt like we were really, 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 really good. Good players of the act. We did what we were told to do. But did we feel kind of happiness, was it? It was, yes. People live by fear. You get people to do. Yes. Ah, the Seven of Wands. It was a battle. Our light was being sucked out. Our light force was being sucked out. It was difficult. There were many, many forces that kept, oppressing us. It was horrible. That was the kind of party scene it was. It was hard. And did we ever get over it? I don't think so. I don't think so. How do we ever get over that horrible experience? I mean, you could pretend it never happened. I mean, it happened. It was horrible. And Four of Coins. It was nice to have everything all tied up. That's the kind of success, or that's the kind of happiness that it was. Nice to have everything tied up. Nice for some boss. It was nice for some to do this and hold the key. I have the key to the door. Yes, that showed us that we should not listen. We should not listen. We should not allow our key to be enslaved. And we know that people are just saying stuff. They're just saying things just to have you go along with it. I mean, state of affairs, I mean, you have like all these wars that are happening. You have because the people who are in front of our faces are afraid of losing their jobs, and the masses, their constituents, their people want them out. I mean, it's lots of Israelis that don't like the current regime, the current government. They hate Netanyahu. They hate him. They want him out. They've been trying to get him out for like several years already. I mean, Israel's been in a state of civil war at least 2 years before they started the Gaza, not they, Bibi started the Gaza offense. He I'm in control. These people in control. And this is us. However, can we ever get beyond that? Let's examine how we would get beyond being somebody's object. How would somebody get beyond being somebody's object? All right, let's see. Ten of Vessels. By being positive within ourselves. By by embracing who we can be, realizing our power. We have the power of the multitude. We are the multitude. And we're not going to allow the one eye to do this to us. No, no, we're not going to allow it. We're not going to allow it because we have brilliance. Brilliance. And then we have the crown of swords. Yes, take control. This is the power of realizing that the power in numbers. Yes, you're so right. That's why they're trying to get us. This factor here is trying to get us in separate little cubicles because then we're easier to control. However, if we embrace our diversity, embrace ourselves as breathing people of all countries, Russia, Germany, France, Colombia, China. We want to live our lives peacefully. We don't want to be killing. We don't want to be there like thinking this person is like not worthy of living. Killing is the ultimate insanity. Killing is the ultimate insanity. The ultimate. When something is dead, it's dead. It's no more. No more. No mas. Right? No more. There must be a way that we can get through. Here, we have the keeper of vessels. The keeper of vessels. Who owns the key? We are showing who and what we want. And yet, we have to fight for the right to tell people, we love you. We love each other. We love you. We love each other. Yeah. Well, that's one thing we can do is like turning off the television and stop consuming nonsense that's not digestible. I mean, there's certain shows that they have. I don't watch them, but I know they exist. People just get up there and say, "Oh, this is how blah 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 is," and however, that could be the way you interpret. That's the way you interpret it, or that's the way that your boss telling you to speak that way. But how does it affect me if I don't accept it? And then we have the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords. Now, yes, they can come at you with their armies and do things to you to make you a show of force. It's true. They could. However, that's why we have to be very careful about allowing robot army machines. Because as long as we have a human, there's a chance that the person will get it together. The person will reach enough, the madness will pass. With a machine, you have to cut the battery source off. You have to cut the power. And that will be found out as well. But there's lots of crazy people that want to be selling these items. They want to be selling these items. And there's money in keeping the masses down. There's power in making people believe they don't have the power. And there is our innate ability to see through this crap that we have to work on. It's very complicated, but it's interesting. It is interesting. Hmm. Well, today is Friday night. No, it's Saturday morning. We're already Saturday morning. Hmm. Saturday morning. I didn't realize that I was talking to myself. No, it's Friday. It's not Friday. It's Saturday, 5 o'clock in the morning a.m. And just reflecting. There's got to be ways that we can get through all this crap. There's got to be ways. There's got to be ways. Yeah? There's got to be ways. Everyone, so many people are looking for the future, and what some other people are like just playing with our future as it was a toy, a teddy bear, or even a game of jacks, a game of chance, marbles, checkers, something that has a hard edge to it. And We just can't allow it. Hi, how are you? Arisha, where are you? See, very chipper in this morning. Oh, that's good. That's good. We were just sharing time zones, and it's Saturday, 5 o'clock in the morning. And we were just seeing how we could get back to what we lost, get back out of the lost in terms of thinking from like the last couple of years, all the stuff that's going down. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed meeting you too. And have a beautiful day. Have a pleasant day. Have a pleasant day. Yeah. Oh, great. Thank you. Thank you. We'll see you again. Definitely. Definitely. I'll look forward to another conversation. Arisha, you have to. So, Otis, to get better, or does he have a girlfriend now or no? Well, if you make a donation, I could like get to it. And I will give you my energies. We will find out if he does have a girlfriend or not. Let me know.